Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, for you guys, this is another podcast video with Recon Trooper.
Hey there, folks. Recon Trooper here, and if you're watching my video, I hope you enjoy the Dying Light countryside and Dead Island resort gameplay.
Ooh, okay. That's cool. Now, what was it last time? I keep forgetting.
Last time was, let's see.
It was Dying Light, Dead Island something.
Yeah, it was, I forget. Well, you can watch it again. It's on YouTube, so you can watch it again and remind yourself.
Okay, I'll have to do that later. And I don't know what you guys are seeing. It might be some Far Cry 4, maybe Far Cry 6.
I do know I put the alien gun in the beginning that you wanted to see.
Oh.
I recorded about 2 minutes of it because that's as long as the ammo lasted, so...
Well, figures.
So, but it's cool.
All right,
so.
If you guys enjoy... Well, that's good.
So
I'm glad it's good. I think I have that gun too. But anyway, if you guys enjoy this, make sure to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I have Recon Trooper's channel link in the description down below. Without further ado, I have a few topics here, but why don't we start with yours first, and then we'll get to mine second. So let's do this.
All right, so my first topic was chronological movies. Now, you say you watch Raiders first before Temple of Doom, even though chronologically it's the other way around. So what franchises do you watch chronologically, and which ones don't you watch chronologically, and why?
Oh, I feel like I'm getting tested.
Well,
all right, so it's
curiosity.
The first one,
you can't blame me.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I don't blame you. I would say, so like The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, so the Middle-earth saga, if you will. Yeah. I always watch The Hobbit first. I don't know. I like The Hobbit better myself, but I always do that because, it's technically it comes first.
Yeah, and it makes
Raiders,
sense.
It's a bit... Yeah, Raiders is a bit weird, though, because I never knew that Temple of Doom came first until, like, maybe a month or so ago when Echo was like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm watching Raiders. He's like, no, stupid, Temple of Doom's first. I never knew that, and now knowing that, I still won't watch it that way.
Really?
I don't know.
Not even
it's
for
just
a
weird.
Test?
Maybe for a test, maybe one time, but normally I don't do that. But we'll have to see. Maybe I'll change my mind on it. But as of right now, I still watch Raiders first. But when it comes to Star Wars. Let's do that one. You guys should know, but if you know, it's fine. I watched the Skywalker Saga 1 to 9. As much as I love the sequels, and I would rather just watch those over and over again, I do love all 9. I guess there's like 12
too. So
I do, yeah. Really, just I only think did that when the Lego Star Wars game was coming out. But normally, when I choose to rewatch the Skywalker Saga, it's in like December. Like I'll watch it as like Christmas marathon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go 1 to 9 on that. But I mean MCU. I normally, as you guys know, I'm doing my rewatch of that now. It's taken a while because of all this Disney stuff, but just a little. Yeah, well, just a little update. I'm watching Guardians 3 tomorrow night, and then I'm going to start with the next, which is Civil War. So don't worry, guys. I'm still reviewing them. They're still happening. I didn't forget. But in terms of...
It's like when we were waiting for
Infinity
Infinity War to come out, we were waiting for 6 years after the first Avengers. So it took time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I guess it's better than what I'm doing.
Anyway,
you guys are lucky it's not. If I did a 6-year wait, that'd be really bad.
Yeah. So, but anyway.
Yeah, MCU, I just do Iron Man. I do it in like chronological. I've never seen it I don't do it chronological. I do it in release order. I've never done it the other way around, so that would be interesting to do.
Well, I don't personally watch it in chronological because I suppose Captain America does come first, but the beginning and end takes place in the present, so it'd be kind of weird to try to watch the film, like fast forward through the beginning just to get to the past, and then skip the end until just before Avengers, before you watch Avengers. And it'd be really kind of weird just to put Captain America in just for that, 30-second scene with Fury. And I just
Yeah,
watch
that'd be a lot of
I watch
Blu-ray
it
switches.
right before Avengers because the post-credit scene is essentially the scene from Avengers itself. So I just do it that way. But I don't watch Captain Marvel first either because the post-credit scene of that leads into Endgame, and obviously it comes after Infinity War because the Avengers have the pager. So
That's right.
Mine is mostly based on the post-credit scenes, aside from a couple of movies. Like, I do watch Guardians 2 after one because it takes place only like a couple months later. And it doesn't actually lead into Avengers and Age of Ultron, nor does it lead into Captain America Winter Soldier, which does lead into Age of Ultron because at the post-credit scene it shows the twins for the first time. But
yes.
You know that. But yeah, my view order is kind of weird because there's maybe one or two movies from a much later phase that I watch earlier because that's in the timeline. That's kind of where it is. Like Black Widow, I watch right after Civil War because it only takes place. It takes place within Civil War, and
yeah, that's crazy. Like,
so,
man, like just think about it for a second. Like all of this, you know, I watch it easy way. People like you are. I mean, I'm gonna do it one day, but it's crazy just to be like, well, actually, this scene is taking place during this movie, and this scene is like in between that. It's crazy.
And like, technically, Incredible Hulk comes after Thor because if there's a small one of those mini show things that they sometimes have had. Those Marvel one-shots.
Aren't they called one-shots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's one called The Consultant, which takes place right after the events of Thor. And they basically are talking about Abomination joining the Avengers. And then it leads into that scene at in the Incredible Hulk where Tony comes into the bar to see General Ross. And so that's why I
remember that.
That's why I watch Incredible Hulk after Thor. Not to mention, Thor's post-credit scene doesn't really lead directly into anything yet. I mean, it shows Loki at the end, but it gives time for S.H.I.E.L.D. to do all their things with the Tesseract before Loki shows up finally in Avengers, and so it makes more sense just doing that. So,
if I remember right, didn't Captain America: The First Avengers post-credit scene just have a trailer for Avengers?
Yeah, it was kind of the boxing gym scene, and then it led into a trailer. And I stop it just before the trailer because I'm gonna watch the movie right after, so I don't need to see a stupid trailer. Especially when some of the scenes aren't even in the movie. Like Loki, when he shows up, he's smiling in the movie, but in the trailer, he's kind of got this kind of like "I'm gonna kill you all" sort of look. You know, like,
that's funny. Yeah, Marvel has a tendency of putting stuff in the trailers and then not doing it in the movie.
But yeah, so
kind of pissing everyone off. But yeah, no. Back to your chronological thing.
I don't watch shows though during my MCU views. I watch the shows separately. I've got 3 of them now, courtesy of Etsy. So.
Oh, cool. Which ones?
I got WandaVision, Winter Soldier, Falcon, and Winter Soldier. And I just got Hawkeye today and watched it. So
awesome! What'd you think?
Well, they're mostly pretty good. I mean, there's obviously some political stuff in some of them, like in Winter Soldier. You know, there's all this, of course. You know, like the black people are the kind of victims, like that one old guy that was a super soldier. But overall, it's okay. I mean, I think that, you know, without the super soldier serum, that Falcon was still a good Captain America, and I sort of look forward, depending on what they reveal about it before it comes out in the new movie. But if it's
Brave New World,
if it's not political like other things have been, then I might bend a knee and go see it. But
yeah. I don't know. I think in terms of that stuff that stuff you mentioned, that I don't really. I think the MCU is kind of dipping away from that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you saw. I mean, yeah, you saw Guardians, but I don't know if you saw Quantumania. That didn't have anything in it either.
No.
I think I think they're kind of like, okay, we got to put a halt on that. You know.
Some things I've heard
at least
aren't actually as good as they seemed initially, and apparently Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is one of them. So.
Yeah, well, you haven't seen that yet, right?
No, and I probably won't if it's not very good. And There's also Black Panther, which I'm not going to see because apparently there's some W stuff in there.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Shuri becoming the Black Panther. I'm talking about other things.
People need to understand. Yeah, Shuri was Black Panther in the comics. That's not bad. Or like, what's his face becoming the new Captain America? That's not bad. That's in the comics. So
and in the Lego
I think
games,
that's cool that they're honoring. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. The Lego game called it before anyone else did.
Yeah. And then of course there's Eternals, which I think everybody can understand why I won't see that.
Yeah. Minus a few wonky scenes, it's definitely well made. I mean, some of the shots in that movie are like freaking phenomenal, but then some of them are like.
And then there's shows that I certainly won't get, which are She-Hulk, and I'm kind of not sure about Ms. Marvel because it does lead sort of into the Marvels, and obviously WandaVision showing Maria Rambeau at the end kind of, leads into the Marvels as well, and. See, this is why I didn't want to start watching Phase 4 stuff, is because once I start seeing things leading into more things, and I get so wanting to see it, and
you're like, I'm stuck again.
But then the W stuff keeps me from wanting to see it at the same time, and it's like, I want to see it, but I don't want to sell my soul to the bad guy just to see it,
Yeah.
And so
I know.
But anyway, WandaVision was kind of. I think everybody, even you, probably would agree it was kind of weird at the beginning because you're like, "What exactly am I watching here?"
Yeah.
And then obviously once it shows that flashback episode of Maria Rambeau and Wu, Agent Wu.
Jimmy Woo, right?
Jimmy Woo, yeah. Then it starts to actually. Yeah, this show actually starts to pick up a little, but all those 4, I think there's 4 comedy episodes before it starts to actually go forward. Because you see Agatha Harkness as just this friendly, loving, lovely neighbor, and then all of a sudden at the end she's like, all she's been wanting is wanting to know how Wanda made this whole world to begin with out of her powers and stuff. And it's kind of like...
No, yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head. WandaVision definitely is a weird beginning show, and you're like, this is kind of weird, I
only wanted to get it because I only got it because of the Doctor Strange thing, and I saw that scene, and for some reason it skips just as it's going down the hallway, like you see Wanda pouring tea, and then the shot goes down the hallway, but for some reason it skips a couple of frames, and it just goes straight to the room, and then it shows her meditating with the Darkhold. But I kind of just wanted to see what that was like. I mean, I didn't need to. I kind of knew it already. And I mean, I don't need to see Thor.
Hey, you saw it.
I don't need to see Thor Love and Thunder to see how Thor leaves the Guardians. I just see that he's not with them anymore. It's just like other things. Like, you don't see how the Guardians get all these new ships every time you see them. You just know they get them, so they don't need to show an explanation for that. But I guess James Gunn didn't want it to seem like Thor just suddenly disappeared out of thin air, and so Taika kind of made it easy for him by separating them early in his movie, which wasn't very good. Yeah, so I won't be seeing that one either.
Yeah, I mean, my advice with all that, like that whole Phase 4 shenanigans, is. Look, I haven't loved half of them. I've seen all of them. Some of it pained me, but my advice is to just watch them all. Like, if you're like, I don't know, I would just say watch it and see what happens. I mean, the worst that could happen is you go, oh, that was crap,
Well, I don't know about Eternals especially, because does that lead into anything so far?
Nah, not really.
So, yeah.
No.
I'd only watch something if it leads into something, and I actually want to see that something. So
right, yeah, like with Thor: Love and Thunder, nothing really leads into. Well, actually, it does. Never mind, I won't say what it does. But yeah, that leads into. Eternals doesn't, but everything else basically does.
Yeah. Thor: Love and Thunder, I would only see for the Guardians, and then I'd probably turn it off and be like, "Oh, okay, done that. Now to watch Guardians."
Good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, That wasn't that bad, actually.
Yeah. I thought Jane was supposed to appear, but I guess not.
Well, it was the shortest movie I've ever seen.
So, anyway.
No, I mean, like I said, I mean, I love, after you've seen a few of the shows, which is good, I would recommend seeing, like, Moon Knight is my favorite. Loki just got a Season 2 trailer drop, which I still need to react to. Miss Marvel...
Loki I might consider just because, Endgame, he disappears, and so just seeing what happens with him. But I don't know yet, because, I mean, I gotta make sure I'm not, throwing all my money onto those things.
Yeah, that's true. I would recommend it.
I'm thinking the Guardians
nothing bad,
Christmas special, too.
Well, you said you have it, or you've seen it?
No, I'm thinking of it, like, getting it.
Oh, okay. Have you seen it yet, or no? Because you don't have Disney Plus, right?
No, so...
Yeah, that does... See, were you confused that Mantis was related to Peter?
Not entirely, but, I mean...
Okay, because they explain it in the holiday special. That's where you find out about it.
Yeah.
So, for me, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I saw the Christmas special.
I kind of spoiled myself a little bit a few days ago and learned that apparently Nebula gives Rocket Bucky's arm. So,
yeah, in the Christmas special, right? Yeah, I think that's funny.
Like,
yeah,
Merry Christmas, Rocket. Have Bucky's arm. He doesn't need it anymore.
Yeah, it's a funny special. There's a weird scene in there, but it's
is there
definitely
or is it just all comedy?
Most of it's comedy. Because they're not going to go like full action since it is a holiday special, but there's a fair bit in there.
That's okay. So
I'd recommend it. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I mean it's good because it bridges the gap between the Christmas special and of course Volume 3. So that's cool.
So, but anyway, so what's your topic?
Yeah, so mine is.
Actually, before we move on, I just wanted to say, I am gonna. I challenge you before our next podcast, whenever that may be. It may be several weeks from now, just because the thing with your mom. But I challenge you to watch Temple of Doom before Raiders at least once when you watch the first 3, just once, and then tell me what you think of it. Does it feel awkward or does it feel more right or whatever?
So, got you. I can do that.
Yeah. So.
I'll do that soon, actually. Maybe before school starts.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So before
I give you my word.
Before our next podcast, whenever that will be, I'm actually going to do another Marvel marathon in a couple of weeks, so maybe after that. So.
Okay, that's cool.
Anyway, on to your topic now.
Yeah. So, geez, now you put the pressure up. I challenge you.
Friendly challenge. Louise. Does that make it better?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I thank you for that. It does. My topic is I'm going to make a video on this in a few days here, and I know I'm bad on this. I should have made a video on this already, but life happens. There is apparently a bunch of Lego leaks coming out, new Lego game leaks, and it seems like TT Games is kind of in the pooper, metaphorically, because and maybe physically, because it seems like there's a lot of cancellations over that studio after Skywalker Saga came out.
Yeah.
They were going to make a Lego Batman 4, they were going to make a Lego Disney game, and now apparently the newest rumor is that a Lego Harry Potter leak, similar to what they did with Skywalker Saga, is what's happening.
Yeah.
There were some pictures on Instagram that have happened. Those have been confirmed fake. But I just wanted to get your opinion on that. What do you think is going to happen if this is real, and what would you like to see in a Lego Harry Potter thing that kind of encapsulates all of the 8 movies?
Well, this is going to be a tough one because, like, I'm not much into Harry Potter. But if they're doing it Skywalker Saga style, then maybe, like... See, I don't know what all the locations are called. I just know of 2, and that's the Hogwarts, obviously, and Azkaban prison. And so I don't know what else there is, but maybe similar to. See, another thing too is with Skywalker Saga, you have all these planets, so you can't obviously just jump over from one thing to the other. You have to space travel from one thing to another.
Right.
And so, if it's just pretty much one world that you don't have to go into space for, then I don't know. Maybe like see the characters fly a broom from like kind of like I don't know, sort of like in the Lego games. I don't know if it's in the other Lego Harry Potter games when you fly a broom in the open world. Does it have the kind of camera angle behind you like in the other older Lego games when you're driving a motorcycle or a car, and it's like almost feels like you're playing a NASCAR game? What's it like in those older Harry Potter games flying a broom?
So in like I don't want to even say open world, but in the hub that you get, it's very much like the what is it called? It's like the old Lego game levels. It's very like a far back camera view. There is one scene in years 5 through 7. There's one scene in that game where during a level, the camera's close up. But I mean, I would just love to see it, a remake or remaster, whatever, of Harry Potter, just with the closer camera angle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's worth it alone. I mean, that camera angle in Skywalker, it's awesome.
Yeah. And so see something like that on a broom, and then go and then kind of travel, kind of like in the open world New York, from one area to another, or like in Lego Marvel 2 in the what's it called, Chronopolis. Just travel, between the areas, just as long as they're all kind of interconnected. They're not, like one's on another planet or something. And just see kind of the camera angle behind the character, and just when you're riding a broom, and then just watch them go kind of supersonic, like in the Lego Marvel games when you're playing Iron Man or Thor, and you double tap the button.
Heck yeah.
And then just fly around like that. And I would hope that there's that game they like to do in Harry Potter, Quidditch.
Quidditch, is it called?
Yeah. And I would hope, I mean, again, I'm not a Harry Potter person, so I probably wouldn't play it, but I would hope for those youngsters out there that are just getting into Harry Potter, that haven't played the older ones, that it would be easy enough for them to be able to play the game without throwing the controller through the TV.
I mean, hopefully it's fine.
Because especially if they're trying to grab that little golden ball with the wings that Harry always goes for.
Oh, the snitch.
Yeah, and they're struggling to get that because some stupid NPC keeps crashing into them or something, and they're just like, yeah.
Well, hopefully it won't be a broken mess. Hopefully there's no sky flicker either. Because I can't seem to get away from that. But in terms of just being real, do you think that could be a possibility that the game is even real?
Well, I don't know at this point. I mean, there's so many things going on right now, even with movies, I'm sure you know about all the strikes going on. And like because of all that, I think is probably partly, I don't know if it was actually confirmed earlier in the year before that, but the E3 got canceled, and so I don't know.
Hate that.
At this point, I'm not really looking at video games much anymore, because there's nothing that really piques my interest anymore right now. Like if they come out with a Lego Marvel game, Skywalker Saga style, or Indiana Jones for that matter, then I might.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Then I might get interested in it, but right now, like I don't know. I'm just I'm not invested in anything right now. I'm just kind of playing old games and watching movies that are now out or were out for a while or whatever, and nothing really tickling my fancy at this time.
Yeah, that's fair. That's for. I mean, Call of Duty killed me. I'm done buying. Modern Warfare 3 just got announced. I'm done with them, unless they really make great offline bots. But right now, it's screwed with that.
They have to.
Starfield looks okay.
Actually talk about it too, because we need to make sure there's even bots in it first. Because you don't.
Yeah, I know. Normally, I find out the day it's released.
Yeah, because you don't want to find out a week after it's released that there's bots. They need to just say it. Are there bots? Are they good? Are they better than modern Worthless 2? Whatever.
Amen. Amen. Yeah, it's weird. But I guess, I'm looking forward to Assassin's Creed Mirage in October. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
That's about it, really.
Yeah.
I'm playing Far Cry 6, and that's fun.
It just feels like, these days things are just dying. Like last decade is when things were good, and now this decade is kind of just things are just going bad. And the message that everything is pushed into everything isn't helping either. But
no.
Well, almost everything.
There's
some things that don't have the message in it, but most things do these days. And as you know, that's why I haven't been watching many Marvel things lately.
It's like Sound of Freedom.
Well, actually, my dad wanted to see that one, but we didn't. By the time we were going to see it, apparently it wasn't going to be in the theater anymore, or at least our theater. But it's supposedly coming out, so when it does, we'll probably get it. Because apparently it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's weird. I don't really want to talk about it too much, but it's just, it seems like... No, I didn't. I wanted to, but we just didn't have time. But I just heard all this stuff online that like people see it and like the theater blows up, or not
no,
not like that. Just weird stuff happens, like the theater broke or the AC broke. People, it's crazy, but yeah, that's the only non-woke thing out, and they anyone who goes to see it, like bad things happen. It's really weird. But yeah, it's hard to get invested in stuff now. But hopefully, Assassin's Creed Mirage won't be anything crazy, but we'll find out.
Well, when you start seeing that it's been banned in these countries, then that's the first clue.
Yeah.
But
I'd say so.
But yeah, in terms of back to the Harry Potter thing, though, it could be real, it could not be. I don't personally care about Harry Potter, but in terms of its existence, it could be, it couldn't be. I don't know. Nobody knows. I don't even know if TT Games knows, because they've been they've been more silent since Lego Star Wars came out than before, which is kind of hard to believe given all the silence we've had before that game came out.
A lot of them left to form 1010 Games, that new Funko Pop game.
Yeah, and we haven't even heard of what their first game is going to be. So,
I think it's the Funko game.
Funko?
Yeah, Funko Pop. The things you collect, they're making a shooter out of it.
Oh. I'll have to look that up, I guess, when we're done here.
Yeah, it's coming out early 2024, I believe. Yeah, it's called Funko Fusion.
Oh, yeah. So...
It's weird, but it's like, why? Like, of all things, I get Funko Pop, I guess, but like, why would you make a shooter out of it? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, well, ask them someday, okay?
I will.
But,
I will.
So, yeah, so my next topic was podcast videos. So, do you ever watch our podcasts over again just for entertainment, or do you just watch them once and kind of leave them to everybody else? With yours and Echo's, normally I don't watch them. I edit them to make sure they're good. But yeah, I normally don't. I'm not a big podcast guy. I'm more into watching videos than like listening to stuff like that. I like making them. I don't really watch them a whole lot. Sometimes I will to see like gameplay.
Well, sometimes, yeah, I'll watch yours to see the gameplay a little bit. Sorry, Echo, if you're watching this, I really don't watch his. His PC broke, so he he can't really make any videos yet. He's trying to get that fixed.
That's why
no,
he
I
didn't
mean,
post
yeah,
ours either. So
yeah, I just filmed one with him 4 days ago.
oh,
You know, he's like, oh, I can't really post mine. I'm like, it sucks.
yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, I really don't watch a whole lot of podcasts.
Oh.
Like I said, I'll check in on yours sometimes for your gameplay.
Yeah.
Mainly before I owned a Dead Island 1. I still haven't played it, but I will play it soon.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're fun. You know, for me, like, I don't mind hearing my own voice, but
Well,
you know, like, I talked for an hour on something, so I'm not going to re-listen to me say the same words. You know, that's just me though.
well, I do. I watch ours sometimes because sometimes there's things that we say that actually kind of make me chuckle a bit when I hear them again.
Okay.
Like in our second one when we were talking about Star Wars, and I said how, the next Star Wars, you're saying something like how Star Wars doesn't end at episode 9, and then I said, of course not, because it took place a long time ago, so they've still got to get up to our time,
Nice.
And so, but yeah, I also watch the gameplay as I'm listening, but some things that we say just kind of make me chuckle, and they're also just, if I'm bored of just watching movies, it's something else to watch while I am just bored, I guess. And,
while you're beep-bopping around the house. No, that's
Yeah.
cool. I mean, that's perfectly fine. That's awesome.
I mean, I of course watch my version because I don't want to go onto YouTube all the time just to watch yours. And sometimes the
Right.
audio on yours doesn't sound quite so right compared to mine.
Yeah,
And
it's weird.
But yeah, it's still, like I was watching our last one quite a few times after we did it because I just especially when we started talking about how when I was saying how I was going between Dead Island and 2 and Dying Light 1, and how I was saying how the controls, I had to keep readjusting to them every time because they're always swapped around, and the jump buttons are so not the jump buttons on the other one.
Yeah, don't remind me.
It's just, but yeah, it's just another form of entertainment, I find, and I like the conversations for the most part. I mean, I do notice that I like to interrupt a lot. I kind of I talk over you a lot, and then just to say what I want to say, and then I do it again like 5 minutes later. But
it's all good.
Yeah, but yeah, so you kind of just do it for the fun in the moment, and then you just kind of leave it at that. Like right now you're doing it, but you won't worry about it afterwards once you post it.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch yours for a few minutes to see your gameplay.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't watch the whole hour thing again unless I wanted to, which I haven't yet. But
well, I should point out the gameplay I've got this time. I don't know if you'll be able to see all of it because it's recorded for more than an hour. So, but hopefully you'll be able to see some of the resort that I've talked about in the past on Dead Island 1. I recorded finally some gameplay of the resort open world area, and I recorded the gas stations that I've mentioned numerous times. And there's also there was that one podcast I was trying to describe. It's kind of like a bridge village on top of water. I don't know if you remember me saying that. But yeah, I recorded some gameplay on that too. So just to show, because the only gameplay I recorded for Dead Island 1 was the laboratory area and the city area, and so I wanted to record something else for it for a change, and the resort seemed like a good thing, even though most of it is boring because there's not as many zombies in the resort as there are in the city. So you'll see like maybe every so far off in the distance that I go as I'm running, you'll see one zombie, and that's it. So
oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's definitely not Dead Island 2. Well, Dead Island 2 levels, yes, but it's also not Dying Light 1 level, so it's just kind of...
It's just kind of there.
Yeah.
It's like there's one zombie, and it's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so...
How you doing?
Yeah. How you doing? Bang, or slash, or whatever to take him out, and then carry on your long stroll down the road.
Yeah. Just keep on trucking.
But, so
I really wish they would add guns to Dying Light 2, but...
Yeah, apparently... Well, I don't have to say it. Everybody knows, apparently, they wanted it to be more medieval style.
Boring.
So...
Yeah. No, I mean, they kind of did that.
Yeah.
I'll give it that to them. I mean, Dying Light 2 is by far, in my opinion, the best made one, but... Yeah, it's just a shame that, it's like, man, I just want to like have a shotgun or an AR through a town or something. That'd be cool, but
maybe they could make a Lego version of it, and instead of blood, you see red studs come out of the zombies.
I'm down for that. Heck yeah. My only thing is that Techland was like, oh, we're gonna support this game for 5 years. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then do that.
And they haven't. What was the last thing they released and when?
I believe it was actually maybe a week or so ago.
Oh.
So they're doing it. It's just I wish it was, okay, I like the...
You wish it was more content and less just adding on to it in terms of like gameplay.
It's more like paid add-ons than like free additions, So I hope they can give us guns or like maybe like an ATV or something, I don't know. We'll see.
If they want to do melee weapons so bad, maybe they should add a lightsaber in there.
Please.
At least
I'd pay for that.
At least give the players something fun to use on zombies besides just dumb melee weapons. Give them something that's actually cool,
Forget the hammer.
I mean, you like the katana, so that's your only other exception, but...
Yeah. In fact, when we were in Disney, we just came back.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about that, but I don't think you've been. But but you have to one day. But there's a store in Epcot, and in Epcot, it's called World Showcase, and there's like a bunch of different countries that you can go to and all that. And you can go to Japan, and they have a store in Japan with katanas, like real ones. And I'm like, Mom, Dad, let's buy a katana. And they're like, Brandon, you can't wield that like a sword. I'm like, 2 years old? I'm not going to kill my friends, But I just found that funny that they sell that. I mean, they have plastic ones too, but
you might kill somebody
maybe
else,
next year.
But he wasn't your friend, so...
Right, yeah, well, we don't talk about that. Yeah, I didn't like that guy.
Yeah.
I ended up getting a lightsaber from Star Wars Land and Hollywood Studios, but one day I swear I will get a katana.
Yeah.
Because they're cool.
Well, I don't know if you saw it, but there's a movie called The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise in it, and I've heard of it. It's a pretty good one, and there's lots of katana stuff in there, so... They even show a swordsmith making one throughout the movie. Like they kind of cut to like brief seconds of him, doing something new, something further on the katana, even down to like him etching Japanese symbols on the blade at the end.
Well, that's cool.
So if you ever get a chance to see that one, I recommend it if you're into katana stuff.
Yeah, I'll have to do that one time. I heard about it. I'm just not a big Tom Cruise fan, but I'll have to watch it one time. Yeah. Like, I didn't even see Maverick, Top Gun. I didn't see that yet either.
Oh. Well, I haven't. I've seen the Mission Impossible franchise so far, except for the one in theaters. That's the one I haven't seen yet. My dad hasn't seen either.
Okay.
That's why I got
Are they good?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I got a 6-movie collection of it, so...
I need to see those, because I love Kingsman. Kingsman's like freaking awesome. I gotta see Mission Impossible.
Kingsman?
Yeah.
That's not a Mission Impossible, is it?
No. I'm just saying it's a spy movie like Mission Impossible.
Oh, okay. I'm like Kingsman. That's not in the collection.
They screwed me over.
Yeah, they left one out.
Yeah.
And it wasn't before
by the way,
Dead.
Kingsman...
And it was before Dead Reckoning.
Yeah. What's going on here?
So
I need to see those for sure. But my next topic is about Toys to Life, as I call them, Toys to Death.
Yes.
Have you ever had a Toys to Life game? Have you played them? What are your thoughts on that whole shtick?
Disney Infinity, as you may remember me saying.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about it. I got the first one because it had Pirates of the Caribbean stuff in it, and I thought it was cool that you could, at least in the story of it, you can't in the toy box, but in the story you can actually drive a ship, and you can unlock pieces to make it look like a different ship. Like you can actually have the Flying Dutchman under your control. And you can summon the Kraken to attack enemy ships once you beat the story.
That's cool.
Before you beat the story, you actually have to avoid the Kraken and use what's called the Kraken Hammer or whatever. Kind of like you activate it and it repels the Kraken for a little limited time before you get fired at by the Dutchman.
That sounds pretty cool. I had that game. I had it, but I never, for some reason,
the second
I sold it.
That has Marvel to it, and I got a few of those. I got all the Guardians of the Galaxy for that.
Now, did that come with like a world, like open world area for like all that?
Yeah, I think in the story you can go to Nowhere, and you can go to, I think, Xandar as well. I don't remember entirely.
Are they big places?
I don't remember entirely. It was a long time ago when I played them. But I think they're pretty big. They're not, they're kind of like Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga big for the most part.
Okay, that's a pretty good size.
And or Dead Island 2 even. Not like the biggest sections of those games, but big enough that there's lots to run around still. You're not like stuck in one little room the whole time.
That's cool. Yeah, I had it, and I remember playing as Mr. Incredible in the Municiberg hub world. And when Lego Dimensions came out, that's when I got rid of it. I was like, I don't need this. I got a better one. And I just never. I did have Skylanders. I know that when I was a kid. I don't really remember a whole lot.
Yeah.
I didn't like it too much.
And then there's finally the Star Wars one that I got, and
yeah,
I just kind of got that when it came out, and then several years later, it was before Skywalker Saga was announced anyway. I decided to start collecting more characters because I wanted to get some things in the toy box unlocked. Like stormtroopers, which you can only get once you get the original trilogy playset thing, which comes with Luke and Leia, and then I also wanted additional just characters to go with it because I only had like 4 characters, well maybe 5, 5, and I just kind of wanted to get more. I haven't gotten all of them. Like I don't have Chewbacca, or I don't think I have Han Solo, but I got Leia and Luke. Like I said, came with the original trilogy one. Rey and Finn came with the Force Awakens one, and then I got separately. I got Kylo Ren, Anakin Anakin came with the 3.0 version of Disney Infinity, so I already had him.
Okay.
Obi-Wan, that's who I got, and Boba Fett and Darth Maul. So.
I didn't think there were that many.
And Darth Vader, can't forget him.
Oh, okay. Obviously, they'd have him. Yeah, I didn't think there were that many characters in that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so, but I just kind of got them because I felt like I needed more characters. I mean, need is a weird word because
No, you needed them to live.
Yeah, yeah. Can't.
You would die without the purchase.
Yeah, for virtual characters to life, I can't live by anymore. I needed at least 6 more. So.
I don't blame you. I mean, when I got Lego Dimensions, bro, I mean, I swear to God, I thought my parents were going to file for like a bankruptcy because, we were getting all that stuff, and they didn't mind. It was like birthday, Christmas gifts, and all that. And I still play the game. I think it's really great. It's just a shame that it got canceled because that was probably the best made one.
Well,
I mean,
it is a shame,
Lego
but it's
game,
also, it's not too bad because, I mean, something like that would have to end eventually, and it's best they end it while they did before it got completely out of hand.
That's true.
Because, once they start introducing even more franchises that they're just starting to acquire, and then get more characters, and then, you'd have houses full of these darn things before you'd know it, and then nobody would have an actual house anymore. It'd be just a big storage
I was telling my mom, I'm like, I'm gonna have to buy a house just for Lego. Like it's pretty bad. My future wife or girlfriend one day, she's gonna either hate me or respect me. I don't know which one yet, but
or she'll just have to
find out.
I'm sorry, dear, but these are we don't need these any longer, so I'm just gonna and then you'll scream, and then she'll ask, well, which do you care about more, them or me? It's like,
you're going to the extreme, bro. That's wow.
And then you're just like, oh dear, why do you gotta put me in this situation?
Yeah. Oh dear.
But so.
Oh my.
Yeah. So my next topic was. Well, we can talk about this one next time. But
at least give me a hint. What was it?
It was going to be Guardians Volume 3.
It's funny. I'm watching that tomorrow.
Yeah, Part 2 in brackets, as I call it, because we only got started when we talked about it a month ago, or over a month ago, and I kind of wanted to talk more about it, but it can wait. I mean, I've been watching it since I got it a week ago, and so I even did a Guardians marathon starting on Saturday and ended it yesterday with the Avengers movies. Because the Avengers are part of it.
You got it on Blu-ray?
Yeah. The Avengers are part of it, so you gotta kind of watch them too to find out how Guardians Volume 3 sort of works, with suddenly, like if you watch all of a sudden this Gamora with a weird hairdo all of a sudden and is not with them. And
what's going on here?
It's like, what the heck is she on? Wasn't she a good person in the other two? And then you watch the Avengers, and then you're like, oh, that's why she's the mean past Gamora, not the future nice one.
Yeah, that got kind of confusing for my parents, but
yeah, my topic was Avatar: The Way of Water. So I've only watched it twice. I watched it when I first got it, and then of course I watched it some point last week when I just felt like putting it on again. And so, what are your thoughts on it? How do you feel about all those dead people coming back to life as avatars? And how do you feel about Sigourney Weaver's character being younger than the actual actress?
Yeah, that was kind of weird. It's funny. I feel like an idiot because when I watched that movie with my buddy, I was like, oh, kitty. And I just like, oh yeah, kitty cat. And then I Googled it, and it was spelled like Kiri, but because of their stupid accents, it sounded like kitty cat, and I felt like a total moron. But that aside, I enjoyed it a lot more than the first Avatar.
Because what kind of name is Spider supposed to be?
I mean, yeah, that's true.
Spider-Man trumps Spider any day.
That is true. He
just has to. He hisses at Spider-Man, and Spider-Man just webs him in the face.
Yeah, that's how that would go down.
Shut up.
Yeah. Or like Rigby, stop talking.
Yeah.
But no, I loved. I've only seen Way of Water once in theaters. I got to get it on Blu-ray soon.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I like Avatar 1. I love Way of Water, and obviously I've been to the Pandora Land at Animal Kingdom in Disney, and that's crazy cool. So that kind of enhanced my love for it. But
Disney owns Avatar now?
Disney, yes. When they bought Fox, they legally own it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing the logo pop up when I was watching it. I think it was just Fox's logo.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because when Disney bought Fox, they rebranded it as 20th Century Studios instead of 20th Fox.
Okay.
So it's still Disney, but it's like Disney had this weird film thing in the '90s called Touchstone Pictures, and that was Disney's way of making like more mature R-rated movies that aren't like, hey, we're called Disney, you know.
Yeah.
Now they don't care, obviously, because Deadpool 3 is going to be R. They own Kingsman, so they don't care anymore, thankfully. But back to Avatar.
I don't know about thankfully. I mean, I'm not very fond of swears, but I mean, I'll tolerate them more than the W stuff. But still, I don't really like hearing, especially the F word, a lot. I mean, especially when it's like every other word they say in a whole sentence.
Yeah, that can get annoying.
It's like, is that the kind of English you were raised up with?
Yeah, well, they were. Deadpool was for sure.
So, but anyway, yeah. So, what'd you think of the giant whales with the Heracross-looking horns on them?
Yeah, it was cool. From what I remember, like I said, I saw it a few months ago. But it was cool. I think that movie had some really good ideas, good creature designs. Everything that's in Pandora in Animal Kingdom is based off the first film. Nothing, as far as I'm aware, nothing is. Maybe there's merchandise.
Yeah.
There's 2 rides in Animal Kingdom, and both of them are centered around the first film. So maybe they'll update that. I don't know, but there's a lot of creatures and there's a lot of crazy set pieces that can easily be made into that. But and then there's also like an Avatar game coming out from Ubisoft this year. That looks pretty cool.
Oh, I think I heard about that. I didn't read the article. I just spotted it in the list of news things.
Yeah, it's called Frontiers of Pandora. It's kind of like Far Cry. It's an open world FPS, but it's obviously in Avatar land. So that's cool.
Well, that'd be kind of interesting seeing, like, if you're playing as a Na'vi, throwing a spear or shooting a bow in first person. I mean, the bow part isn't that surprising, but seeing you just kind of do this, what the Na'vi do, but in first person would be kind of interesting, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I mean,
if you're playing as the humans, it'd be really cool, because you see all those guns that don't actually exist in our world, and they're all have a pretty cool design. Like, they should make a Call of Duty game with all those guns.
Call of Avatar.
Yeah, but it'd be interesting
Avatar
seeing
of
those
Duty
in first person, seeing like how seeing how he holds the guns or whatever. Seeing them like not first person, ADS. Just be awesome to see, I guess.
I mean, there's a lot of potential for this game. Hopefully, it's good. If it doesn't get delayed, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, there'd have to be a video game strike. Sorry to jinx it if it happens. For that to happen, but yeah, in terms of the movie, though, I think it was pretty interesting. I mean, they certainly got the visuals like almost seamless. Like you can't. You can't not believe these people were real. Like with all these weird tails and skin colors and everything. And
there's a lot of. I mean, the movie looks like 99% photoreal. It's funny you say that, because there's one scene where I don't know who it was. Someone was with like a big friggin' whale thing, and that whale thing looked horrible. Like the CGI for it looked like dog cheeks, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't good."
Oh.
but that I don't even remember the scene, so I just don't. But it was very very weird to see that. But a lot of the time, man, it looked legitimately real, and I was like, wow. It makes like Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It makes that look like dog water.
Yeah, well, the water itself actually looked pretty good too. It was, I know movie studios have really tough times trying to make water. You know,
not now.
And it'd be kind of, like I could see it being quite challenging if they, what's that place called in Lego Marvel 2? That's underwater.
Chronopolis? Oh, Lemuria.
Yeah, if they tried to do that, like they'd have to borrow the technology from Avatar to do that, probably.
I know. It looks so good, that movie. I mean, that won Best Visual Effects, right?
Avatar 2
did? It better have.
I don't remember. No,
yeah, Avatar 2.
I don't know about if it won because I don't pay attention to those things, especially since they've started, only making, political statements with it, like only if it's got all this stuff in it will it win or even be nominated,
Right. After Will Smith got slapped or whatever, I was like, all right, we're done. I think it did, though.
But
I think
it should have.
It looks photoreal.
If it didn't, it should have. But I was kind of hoping to see like a giant Kraken-like thing in the movie, but
yeah.
I mean, I know James Cameron is trying to base everything off reality, and Krakens aren't really real. I mean, there's giant octopuses and squids, but they're not quite the size that you would think of a Kraken being. But
yeah,
it would have been
maybe they're real.
Interesting to see that still, like see a Pandora version of a Kraken, maybe have like, I don't know, like maybe the tentacles, have spikes on them instead of suckers or something.
That'd be neat.
Or maybe the spikes come out of the suckers. Like they suck the guy onto their tentacles and then the spike comes out through their head or something.
Yeah. Or the spikes have spikes. That'd be weird. I don't know. No, there's a lot of good stuff in that. I mean, that movie looks phenomenal. I need to get it on Blu-ray and rewatch it yesterday.
So it reminds you of where that scene was that you didn't like.
Exactly. Like, and I can point it out and say, I know that now.
Hold your pillow between your arms when you're getting ready to see it, because, once you see it, you'll be like, oh, there it is.
Exactly.
Hold that pillow tight.
Oh boy.
It's a very painful thing to see.
You betcha.
I mean, I don't personally know what scene you're talking about, but of course I don't entirely look for those things. I mean, there's a couple of things in Infinity War that I have noticed since watching it a lot of times in the past. Mostly in the beginning part with Thanos about, he's grabbing Loki. If you look really closely, you'll see the hand part and the wrist part of the gauntlet actually pass through each other.
Oh, really?
Just as he's grabbing Loki. And even when he's grabbing Loki, if you watch it in slow motion, it looks like, his hand is seamlessly passing through Loki's hair. Like, it's not even... Loki's hair isn't even reacting or anything. It's like it's just going straight through it. And...
Jeez.
I don't know. It just... I try not to think about it anymore. I try to just watch that scene and try to be like, don't think about it, just watch it, This is Loki's dying.
Once you see it.
This is about Loki dying, not Thanos' little CGI error-looking thing there. So just focus on Loki's death and cry with Thor if you need to.
Exactly.
But
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
I'll have to when I do my rewatch for YouTube, I'll point it out and say, Recon showed me this. This movie sucks.
Yeah.
He ruined it.
Yeah. Sorry, folks, but the CGI wasn't all gold and silver. It was some of it was copper too. So.
At least there wasn't any rusting in it.
Yeah. Oh.
But
I
speaking of CGI, I guess
didn't know that
topic here that I just want to
rust.
That's true.
But yeah.
My last mini topic here, and then if you have one, I just got a quick one here. It's CGI in just superhero movies in general, because you haven't seen Quantumania, but I mean that movie had some really terrible CGI. Yeah. Like it's crazy that like it got like.
You told me MODOK looked bad, and I think last time, actually, when we were talking about this, I said that it sounds like he looks more like a Wii avatar or an Xbox avatar.
Yeah, it's baffling that they were legally like, release this in theaters for millions of people. Yeah. Weird, but thankfully,
no
Guardians 3 had
in makers' heads anymore. It seems it's more about just get it out. Who cares about what it looks like?
Yeah, I think. Well, at least Guardians 3 looks great. I didn't see that many issues in that one.
Yeah,
thank God.
The only issue is the high evolutionaries mentality, but that's part of the story. So,
right,
and it makes him. It's actually what makes him a good character to hate, because apparently the actor's whole point was to make that character as hateable as possible.
Well, he succeeded.
Yeah, and it's one of those evil characters that you don't really care that you can't sympathize with. You just like to hate him because, I mean, there's people out there that are like that, like not every villain is someone who should be sympathized with. They're just outright nuts. I mean, you look at all these communities and stuff in the world, not to get too specific because this isn't about that, but anyway, you were saying the CGI about Quantumania.
Yeah, and just in general, like Phase 4 has some rough stuff, and it kind of blows my mind that you could have such beautiful CGI. I don't want to call Thanos beautiful because he's not, but it's crazy to me that they can have such well done CGI in some of the movies, and really all of them. And then in Phase 4, it just, I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? Like, I know there was the whole, they're rushing them all and all that, but I mean, you look at stuff like even Moon Knight or the TV shows; those look fine. So it's really weird that they were like, oh yeah, this is fine for Quantumania. I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird one, but hopefully going forward, the MCU and even the new DCU with Blue Beetle and all that, hopefully we can get good CGI moving forward.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm, like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna see that many more Phase 4 stuff. If I do, the next one will be either Loki or what was another one in Phase 4? I don't plan on seeing what if, because it doesn't seem like it's really connected, so to speak. It just seems a little more like a bunch of random scenarios, because that's what it's called. What if? What if this happened?
Yeah,
what if that happened? So, and it's all cartoon looking. So,
yeah, there is going to be an animated zombie show, which is canon.
Somehow,
I don't know when that's coming out though, but
because I mean, I suppose it could just be another universe, cartoon verse.
That's true. Oh yeah, because there is a cartoon universe in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
That's true. I forgot about that. It's a good point.
But yeah, what if doesn't seem like it really fits in terms of the connectivity with everything else. It's just a bunch of random what if this happened things, like what if Ultron had the Infinity Stones and cut Thanos in half with them. And
yeah, that's true. There's a lot of...
What if Captain Carter, existed instead of Captain America? I mean, maybe she's the only connective tissue to, Doctor Strange, even though she gets cut in half after. But
yeah.
What if Scarlet Witch was all powerful like in Doctor Strange, but wasn't evil, and Doctor Strange was the evil one? It's like, be gone, evil Strange.
Be gone.
What if America Chavez was the evil one and not Wanda? and she could control her powers.
There's a lot of stuff you can do with that. And it's funny you mentioned that, because I actually think that What If is canon, as far as... I know I said it wasn't, but now that I'm thinking about it, because there is the cartoon world, the animated one.
Yeah.
And like you said, Captain Carter's in it. So I think it actually is, because I don't think they'd make it if it wasn't.
But at the
season
same
2 of
time,
that
you
comes
don't
out
have
soon.
to watch it to watch the rest and understand them, because there's
No.
nothing about
Yeah.
them that there's nothing about it that you need to know before you watch everything else. Like, you don't need to know that Ultron gets the Infinity Stones in this other reality, because, I mean, he doesn't in Age of Ultron, so it's like, who cares? That's not this reality.
Yeah.
He can kill Thanos all he wants in that one and be all powerful and almost invincible as he is, but this is the Ultron I've watched, so who cares?
Yeah. You good point.
But yeah, I might get Loki season 1 anyway, just to see what happens, because it's obviously the Loki in Endgame that teleports away when Stark's having his Ant-Man triggered heart attack.
Yeah, well, isn't it the Loki from the first Avengers movie?
Well, that's essentially what I'm saying. Like, it's that Loki that,
Okay.
because he, if you saw Endgame, you saw him grab the Tesseract and teleport away when Hulk hits Iron Man in the head, coming through the door. No stairs.
Yeah.
Like,
good stuff.
imagine seeing that in the
recommend
Avengers.
Loki
Actually, just see that scene as it was meant to happen before they time travel. That'd be kind of weird to see. I mean, interesting, but weird. Like, it's like, oh, so Hulk went from this big brute force to now just this kind of raging comic relief.
Yeah,
but
that'll happen.
So,
I do think Loki season 1 is worth watching, though. I think I'd go with that one for sure. Because season 2 is coming out. Like, you gotta watch it, man. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll get to it eventually. I mean, these other ones kind of took a while to get, because it's like, you have to order them, obviously, and then it's a waiting process for getting them.
Right. Tell me about it.
But at least for the most part, they work okay. I mean, I think they actually test them before they send them.
I would hope. Yeah, I haven't had an issue with any of them yet.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I got WandaVision, as I said. I got Falcon and Winter Soldier, just because I kind of wanted to see what did happen with Falcon after Cap gives him the shield, and I kind of admit I kind of find Sharon to be. I'm not so sure about her, because she's obviously, it's the decisions she's made at that point are clearly based on the government. And obviously in the MCU, the government hasn't always been the most cheerful bunch.
Just like in real life.
Yeah. And so it's kind of... But, I liked the action for the most part. I like the Flag Smashers, even though they kind of course, tweaked the source material for that.
Yeah.
I mean, source material doesn't always have to be followed, but when you just outright ignore it, it's kind of not so good all the time.
Yeah. No.
And then Hawkeye was actually pretty interesting. The woman actually that plays Kate's mom in Hawkeye, she's in King of the Monsters, and
oh, really?
Yeah, her role actually is essentially pretty much the same as in King of the Monsters, except her end result isn't quite the same, but she's essentially not a good person. I mean,
okay.
Well, I shouldn't say she's not a good person. Her views are not good views, I'll just say. Yeah. And so when you eventually watch the Godzilla films, you'll see it, but
I'll be like, oh, I know what he's talking about now.
Yeah. But it was kind of, I got that mainly because of the Black Widow thing. Because, I did spoil myself on that too, but it's one thing to just spoil yourself; it's another to see it.
Yeah.
And so,
well, what about Echo? You think she was a cool character?
yeah, kind of. I mean, she's obviously not called that in the show in this one. I don't even know what her power is supposed to be, or anything in this upcoming spin-off.
Yeah, she's getting her own show, which is interesting.
Yeah, it's in November, I think, and
wow.
But yeah, it was kind of interesting. I mean, I kind of liked the part where they're making the trick arrows, and
yeah,
it was kind of interesting. Finally, I read about on the Marvel Wiki page about the particle arrows, but finally actually seeing them, because it sounded like it was only used once, and it sounded like it was the shrinking one, but no, at first it's the enlarging one, and then it's the shrinking one. So it was kind of interesting. Not to mention actually seeing what it actually looked like, because I was picturing more of like one of those Pym particle vials with an arrowhead at the end of it.
Yeah.
Instead of this silver cylinder looking thing with Pym on the side of it.
Yeah, I know. But I think from what I remember, I think Hawkeye was pretty good. I like the dog.
Yeah.
Lucky was Lucky, right?
Yeah, I think that was his name.
Okay.
And those kind of, I don't remember what they were called, that Hawkeye had to do this kind of role playing just to get the suit.
Oh, the LARP, the live action role play thing.
Yeah, it's kind of
that was funny.
Kind of weird, like he didn't want to wear the helmet with the long fake hair, but he obviously had to go through with the rest of it to get the suit. So.
Right.
But, and it was interesting seeing Ronan once again, and actually see him, kind of, not just for a few seconds, but actually see him like for actually a couple of minutes.
Yeah, that was cool. I think that's awesome to see those people come back.
Yeah, and they actually gave his sword an explanation, because in the end game, I'm kind of wondering how he carries his sword and his bow, and the handle almost looks like it could be like it folds over the blade and it turns into a bow or whatever. And then finally they show that there's like a button on the handle that retracts the blade, and obviously the bow is separate because it's retractable, but it's separate. So. But
there's a lot of unique combinations that Hawkeye has, and I think it's cool that we kind of also to see Kate Bishop. She's a pretty cool character. Doesn't help she's hot, but she's also a good character.
Yeah, it was pretty good. That fight with Kingpin was kind of intense. It was kind of
Kingpin.
Yeah, it was kind of. That's the one time you really wish somebody else showed up, just as he's beating her to a pulp, and you just wish somebody like I don't know, I won't say Hulk, but maybe like Spider-Man. I mean, it is in New York, and I'm assuming it's sometime after the whole multiverse thing, because they don't really give a timeline as to when that event happens.
No, they don't.
It kind of seems like it happens right after Far From Home, but because when the movie itself was released, it feels like it was later, but
I don't know. I think you're right. I think No Way Home does take place right after Far From Home. I mean, it makes sense because Far From Home ends with him going, and then No Way Home takes, so I think you're right on that. I think it is right after.
So, but yeah, just see somebody like Spider-Man show up just as Kingpin's about to deliver the final blow on Kate, and then he just like webs him in the face or something. Or like Spider-Man is a whole lot stronger than he lets himself off to be, because he tends to hold back because he's trying not to kill anyone. But someone like Kingpin, he would have to punch harder.
Or even like when he almost killed Norman Osborn in that one scene.
Yeah, So
in No Way Home, but.
So
See, I can't wait to rewatch more of the MCU, man. I'm watching Guardians 3 tomorrow, as I told you. So, man, this podcast, I want to watch it right now.
yeah, well, I know
Darn it.
it becomes addicting once you start watching it.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting for me to when I get to the one, the ones that aren't as good, like Phase 4 and all that. Because I'm rewatching all the shows too, like even Miss Marvel and She-Hulk. I'm gonna get a beer, but I'm gonna do it. So it'll be interesting. Maybe my opinion will change. Who knows?
Well, maybe, but but just hold a pillow just in case. You don't want to. You want to have some measure of comfort when you watch those frustrating scenes.
Yeah. I know. You're not kidding. I'll hold my. I don't know. I'll hold a plushie or something.
I think in She-Hulk they do this pointless twerking.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's hot, and
what's
I'm
that
not
supposed to do for the universe? It does nothing, like.
I know. I mean, as a straight dude, I'm not like, oh, this is like, I'm not complaining. But yeah, I think it does nothing. But also, I find it funny that all these women online, they're like, we're being objective, and then like you have that scene where it's like, I don't know, it's weird. Anyway, on that note, my PC's about to die, so we got to wrap things up. Yeah. But I am very much excited to continue this because I have a few ideas I want to talk about too. I'm sure you do as well. And I will try my hardest to watch Temple of Doom before our next one, but first before Raiders. Yeah. And I'll tell you if anything changes.
Yeah, it's just once. I mean, I'm not saying to change your routine or anything. I mean, if it inspires you to do so on your own, then great. But I'm not purposefully trying to get you to do it. I mean, obviously, it's up to you if you want to. But yeah, it's just to see if you have a different feeling about it once you see them the other way.
Yeah, it's a good point. I'll have to do that.
Just watch the first 3. You don't need to watch Crystal Skull because it's just the original 3 that I'm talking about. Besides, watching a 4th one takes even longer. So
that's true.
But
although once I do get what is it?
Dial of Destiny.
Once I get Dial of Destiny on Blu-ray, I'm watching all 5 again.
Yeah, so will I. Well, first I'll watch that one about 3 or 5 times, and then I'll watch it in the.
Right.
Because that's what I am, when I get a new movie. Usually, I mean, haven't done this with Avatar because that's just a long movie, so I don't want to watch it 5 times in a week.
Right.
But when it's something like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, I just can't not watch it again and again until I finally get tired of it. Because it's, you just want to see it again because it's so good, And
I know.
Is what's going to happen already, on the 7th outing, but it's like, I don't care. I want to see it again because just, what's going to happen, but it's cool when it happens. It's just like in Endgame when you see the portal scene. It's always cool to see that scene, and then the armies clash just right then and there, and before all the chase for the gauntlet stuff happens.
Right. No, I mean, heck, that's why I buy Blu-rays, to watch them over and over again. I mean, that's the whole point, right?
No, it's just to watch them once and then just put them in your collection.
And then throw them out.
Yeah. It's like a Lego set. You build it once and then you just put it on a shelf forever to gather dust.
That's true. Well, that's what I do, at least. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
You don't take them apart and put them back together again, do you?
I know, but one day when I'm too poor to buy more,
I suppose and I run out of room. You could do that with minifigs, though. Just take their heads off, put them back on, until you get bored of doing it over and over again.
Although I find when I don't touch a Lego set after a few years, and then I grab it and try to do that, it's really hard to get the bricks apart.
Oh yeah,
because they get stuck and gluey and all weird.
But so anyway.
What are you going to do? But anyway, I got to leave before this thing dies on me mid-sentence. But I had a lot of fun. Make sure to subscribe to Recon Trooper and myself. We're going to have another one here probably pretty soon here. I do start school in about 2 weeks. So yay.
In August?
So we'll try one out before then.
Oh.
But
before August? Because we're in August.
Yeah, I start August 22nd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
oof, indeed.
Let's see. When is my marathon here? It's I think the last full week of August, so 20th to the 26th. So how's about the 1st of September?
That'd probably work.
Yeah. Or
I'll let you know if anything changes, but
yeah. For now we'll try for the 1st of September. Then I'll just move.
All right, sounds good.
Book my thing here. So. All right.
Nice. All right, well, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Tell me in the comments what you think. I'm excited to do more. And, yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.
Later, folks.